Hello everyone, welcome to VYSHIANS. I hope you're all doing well in your preparation. So, South China Sea has been in news currently for various reasons. So, there are a few reasons for which this South China Sea has caught the attention. So, those are the things that we are going to look in this video. Okay, so before we begin, a quick announcement for you. All these topics are done in daily editorials also. So, it is recommended for you to watch both those editorial videos and these videos also for full coverage of any particular topic. And so, with that said, let's begin now. And recently, this country, Vietnam, it has banned this Barbie film over a scene featuring a map. Okay. So that map has depicted contested Chinese territorial claims in the South China Sea. So if you see, this is the particular map in which so China's claims are there, okay, in this particular map. So that is the reason Vietnam has banned this film. So there are a few islands in South China Sea, and these islands are actually claimed by so many countries, okay, like Vietnam, Brunei, Malaysia, okay, and of course China is claiming indisputable sovereignty over these islands. And because these islands are actually shown as if they are claimed by China, Vietnam has banned this film. So now let's understand what is this nine dash line. Okay, what is the basis of China's claim to sovereignty over South China Sea? And actually, if we talk about this film Barbie, so there are other films also that got banned because of the same reason, because those films also featured this nine dash line. Okay, so there are other movies also that got banned by different countries. Okay, so now let's understand what is this nine dash line in the first place. So you can see on the screen, so these are different dashes. Okay, so they are 9 in number. So China, it takes claim to most of these islands. Okay, and this is actually claimed by using this imaginary boundary named 9 dash line, and this includes as much as 90% of these waters, okay, of the South China Sea. And this dotted line, okay, or nothing but the 9 dash line, it was adopted from Chinese maps in the 1940s, and this represents China's claim over the sea and all the land features that are contained within this line. And also, if we talk about the islands within this line, they are not perfect islands. Some are like rocks and turfs. Okay, so this is what 9 dash line is all about. And also, apart from China, many Southeast Asian countries like Vietnam, okay, okay, Philippines, Brunei, Malaysia, and Taiwan, all these countries are contesting, okay, to claim these islands. So all these countries, they have disputes over this contentious South China Sea region for centuries. And if we talk about the groups of islands, there are primarily two groups of islands. One is Spratly Islands, and the another one is Parcel Islands, and then this Scarborough Shoal. So this is also one of the islands. So these two are the primary groups of islands in the South China Sea that is claimed by most of these Southeast Asian countries. Okay. And also China is actually using some methods, like it is building islands, and also it is uh, conducting naval patrols in these regions, okay, so as to uh, claim these islands. United States does not take any sides in these territorial disputes. However, it also sends military ships and planes near these islands. Okay. So, what is the reason for the disputes, okay, in this region? So, why are these different countries interested in these waters? First point: the South China Sea is a major shipping route. Okay, according to an estimate by United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, this South China Sea, it accounts for over 21% of the global trade, okay, which is a substantial proportion. So that is the one reason. And the another one is like this South China Sea is also home to rich fishing grounds, and this provides for the livelihood of millions of the people across this region, and this is another reason. And then this Parcels and Spratlys Islands, they have natural resources under them, and there has been little detailed exploration of the area, but according to the estimates, there are mineral wealth, okay, that are under these islands. So these are the three reasons for which these countries are interested in these waters. And now let's understand the origin of nine dash line and what it means actually. So South China Sea, it holds immense geopolitical significance now. Okay, it has been a matter of dispute for many nations. We have seen what are those nations. Okay, so China, Vietnam, Philippines, Brunei, Malaysia, and Taiwan. So these are the countries who are competing claims. Okay. So now let's talk about the origins. So to understand the origins of China's claims, we must go back in time to the era of the nationalist Kuomintang government in China. Okay. So during that time, during that time, there is this key figure in the government who was behind this, creation of this nine dash line. He was Yang Huarien. So he is the person, he is the geographer, okay, who is responsible for etching this nine dash line. So actually it was a 11 dash line, okay. So he played a crucial role in introducing the 11 dash line, but eventually it became the 9 dash line. Because this line encompassed not only the sea, okay, but also like 200 islands, rocks, and reefs in the South China Sea. Apart from islands, it is also having claims on rocks and reefs also. So, which were collectively referred to as the South China Sea Islands. And what happened then was the political landscape shifted. Okay, the nationalist government fell down, communists took over, and that is led by Mao Zedong. And then these nationalists, they fled to Taiwan. Okay, so that is when this People's Republic of China and Taiwan both continued to assert their ownership claims over the South China Sea. So because of this reason, uh, both Taiwan government and also Chinese government, both are asserting their ownership claims over these islands in the South China Sea. Okay, and this 11 dash line, it got reduced to 9 dash line because what happened was, during that communist government led by Mao Zedong, so the China has relinquished China's claims over the Gulf of Tonkin. Okay, it has given a few islands to Vietnam, so that is when this 11 dash line got reduced to the now famous 9 dash line. Okay, it has relinquished its ownership, okay, for a few islands to Vietnam. So that is when this 11 dash line got reduced to 9 dash line. So this 9 dash line, so each dash here signifies the median line, okay, the median line between the islands within this sea and their adjacent coastlines. And the purpose of these dashes is to assert ownership over these islands, okay. So it is essential to understand that the claims and disputes over the South China Sea, they have far-reaching implications for regional stability and also global trade. All right. So now let's understand a few serious clashes that has flared between the different countries who are actually claiming the ownership of these islands. If we talk about the incident that has taken place more recently in early 2023, the Philippines said Chinese vessels have been shining lasers at Filipino boats to temporarily blind their crew. And they also accuse the Chinese of dangerous maneuvers by sailing too close or blocking the Filipinos' path. So there are like different incidents, okay, that has played up between these Southeast Asian countries. Okay, so having said that, now coming to the China's historical claims over the South China Sea. So China has been claiming the ownership over the islands in the South China Sea from so long. Okay, because it says that it has sovereignty over these islands rooted in ancient history, according to Chinese academics. So, so you all know about the Han Dynasty, okay, that has prevailed in China over 2000 years ago. So during that time, China has claimed the ownership in the South China Sea islands, according to the Chinese academics and the scholars. Okay, but this historical rights argument, it has faced significant challenges. So not everybody has agreed with this historical rights argument. Okay, so the main issue is the lack of concrete evidence. Okay, the lack of concrete evidence showing that China maintained control over the South China Sea after the mid 17th century. And also, in fact, after an initial period of seafaring exploration during the Ming Dynasty, China's emperors they largely withdrew their empire from maritime activities. So, according to all these things, there is no concrete evidence, okay, for this China's historical claims. And another challenge to this historical claim is also that the nature of these land features and islands, okay, these are very small. Okay, these islands are very small, and most of these islands are uninhabited. Okay, not many of these features, like there are other geographical features like rocks and turfs apart from islands also. So these islands they have little historical significance or cultural heritage. So they are essentially this microscopic bits of earth. Okay, so that is one of the reasons. So these are like the different challenges to China's historical claims, but China claims its ownership. It is saying that it is rooted in its ancient history. However, it is contested by many. Okay, now coming to the geopolitical significance of this nine dash line. Okay, so although this concept of this nine dash line, it dates back to 1947. Okay, it was not given much prominence on Chinese maps for a long time. Okay, so even today, if we see the Chinese passports, they feature a map with the nine dash line. Okay, because it only symbolizes China's claims over the South China Sea. Okay, and also despite its visibility, there remains significant ambiguity surrounding the precise implications of this nine dash line. And yeah, so, have they tried to reach a resolution? So, like I said, there are many Southeast Asian countries who are contesting, okay, to claim the ownership, and have they really tried to reach a resolution? So, China prefers bilateral negotiations with the other parties, okay, but many of its neighbors argue that China's relative size and clout give it an unfair advantage because China's country is geographical area is very large, and many of these other Southeast Asian countries they argue that China's big size gives it an unfair advantage in these negotiations. And even some countries have argued that China should negotiate with ASEAN, that is the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, a 10-member regional grouping. Okay, but China is opposing this. Okay, and then the Philippines government it has sought international arbitration. In it went to United Nations Convention on the Law of the Seas. Okay, so according to this this body so this settles the maritime disputes between the nations over boundaries. Okay, so Philippines has sought international arbitration. Okay, but China had boycotted the proceedings. So this is what is happening currently. And then the next topic, the nuclear cabbage strategy of China. So China's plan entails encircling disputed islands with as many ships as possible. So this, according to China, is the cabbage strategy. So it only docks a lot of ships. It conducts naval patrols. Okay, it also builds nuclear facilities in these islands. So that is what is known as the cabbage strategy. So this approach, okay, this strategy just basically means if it has just docking as many ships as possible in these contested territories, in these contested islands. So that is what it is. And also recent reports indicate that China has been enhancing its nuclear capabilities, particularly in relation to its submarine fleet. Okay, and so President Xi Jinping recognized two outstanding military units. Okay, so China is also building nuclear facilities in these islands. And also the United States, it has expressed concern over China's actions because it seeks to balance its desire to avoid conflict with China, like okay, while also supporting its regional allies. And so China's actions of conducting nuclear submarine patrols, okay, docking as many ships as possible, and also its nuclear arsenal expansion in these regions. So all these all these things they come under this cabbage strategy, nuclear cabbage strategy. And also, furthermore, China is also planning to build floating nuclear power plants in these islands, okay, in the South China Sea in particular. Okay, so these floating plants would not only address land scarcity on China controlled islands, it also increases military presence of China in the area significantly. Right. So this development, along with China's assertive actions, adds to again the tensions in the regional stability. So this is all about the nuclear cabbage strategy that is employed by China. Okay, for showing its indisputable sovereignty over these islands in the South China Sea. Okay, so that is the end of this video. So I hope you gained some valuable insights into the South China Sea. I hope you understood some geography of South China Sea and all the islands located, and then the China's historical rights claim and some history of this 9-dash line. And so it was actually a 11-dash line that converted into a 9-dash line and all. So what is the status of the international negotiations currently going on? So we have seen on all these things in this video. So now, this practice mains question is for you. Discuss the geopolitical basis of China's claim to sovereignty over the South China Sea, focusing on the significance of the 9-dash line, its historical origins, and its implications for regional and international relations. So you can answer this question. So this is going to be your practice mains question on the basis of this content. All right, so I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video.